K-Rino Radio. Ha. K-Rino Radio. Ha. Ha. Let's tell them about it. You're listening to K-Rino Radio on 90.1. Who is he? What is he? What does he do? Where is he from? H-Town, where the independent grind was invented. Understand, I'm the property owner, you just a tenant. KPFT is the station and location for the really special guests. Good knowledge and information for the coldest on the air. We making a strong case. If you scared of the truth, then you in the wrong place. Every Friday, 11 o'clock p.m. Central. We cooking the game, serving it up, feeding your mental. You can even call in, dial 713, backdoor it with 526 KPFT. We ain't playing with them, we gon' tell it like it is, partner. Out of town, KPFT.org, yeah, we got ya. How'd I get on the airways? I know y'all like, wow, K-Rino Radio, homie, starting right about now. How'd I get on the airways? I know y'all like, wow, K-Rino Radio, homie, starting right about now.
And y'all heard the man, y'all heard that guy rapping on the mic. He's saying we starting right about now, and that's exactly what we doing. I want to welcome y'all and thank y'all again for tuning in to another episode of K-Rino Radio. This your big brother K-Rino, and we here up at KPFT. And as always, man, if y'all are listening right now, make sure that you holler at somebody you know. Phone, text, scream out your window. Let them know, hey, man, it's on right now, 90.1 FM. Or they can listen online if they out of town, out of state, out of the country at www.kpft.org. And, of course, the number to call in is 713-526-KPFT. And we have a very special guest tonight. And but we are waiting on a special guest to call in because we got something real important we want to deal with, and that way I can actually just give my brother that's sitting to my right the introduction that he deserves. But first, I was informed today that we are right at the 1 year anniversary of Hurricane Harvey, and that's something that me personally, man, I was trying to forget about. But you know, it's always wise to make sure that we keep that history in our minds and all the mistakes that we made during that process so we don't repeat those mistakes. So I have a very special guest. He is also a radio host here at KPFT, the host of Connect the Dots on Wednesdays from 3 to 4 p.m. But that's just one of his baby titles. He is also the Southwest Student Regional Minister in the Nation of Islam under the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, my big brother, my mentor, and I'm proud to have him on tonight to talk to us and give us some game and some knowledge. Big brother, OG, Dr. Abdul Halim Mohammed. Are you here, my brother?
I'm here, brother. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam, family. Thank you, first of all, for staying up past your bedtime to call in and holler at these late night rappers, man.
You're right about that, Blackula.
Look, the tables have finally turned, huh?
That's a fact, brother. Because I call you in the morning, I get nothing but voicemail.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All
yes,
praise
sir.
to Allah. But on the serious note, brother, first and foremost, I want to thank you for allowing me to share this precious time before Klondike Kat comes on. But this is, as you said, brother, the 1 year anniversary of Hurricane Harvey. And I just wanted to, speak to your listening audience, brother, and to the hip-hop community and to that Joshua generation. And on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Mohammed number 45, Action CDC, Kingdom Come, 10,000 Fearless, Emergency Response Team, I wanted to send a shout-out and special thanks, brother, to the artist respecting community, which, of course, includes the South Park Coalition and Screwed Up Clique. And, you get in trouble when you start naming names, but I'd be wrong if I didn't. Brother Trey the Truth and the Relief Gang, Zero, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, and, of course, our out-of-towners, Russell Simmons and T.I., for their contributions to helping our people to respond and to recover from it. And was at a press conference today, and the mayor pointed out that most of whatever has been done from corporate donations and from private funding, and that the real money, the $1 billion in infrastructure and the $1.4 billion in housing from community development block grant money has not even arrived yet, and should be arrived in November. So though we have made it thus far for a year, we give gratitude or have gratitude to Almighty God Allah for bringing us through. But at the same time, we still got people out there suffering and hurting. But I wanted to make sure that the young people, particularly the hip-hop community, who yourself, Cliche, Murder One, Rapper K, Jorge George, I mean, I can go on and on and on. And we did it all in the spirit of OG Wicked Cricket and our brother Zen, MC Zen. You know, they were with us. And we give our condolences and sympathy to one of the original Ghetto Boys.
Yes, sir.
Brother Red, we pray Allah that his family be comforted,
right,
and that his fans also be comforted. And we thank him for what God put him and sharing with us and making this world a better place through entertaining us through the thick and the thin, you know. So I didn't want to take a lot of time, beloved, but I did wanted to say thank you, brother, because gratitude is one of the characteristics of a believer. And I just want to show my gratitude, brother, to the hip-hop community for stepping up and stepping strong, and for us all coming together and putting down our differences for that period of time so that we could get through Hurricane Harvey. And we still got more work to do. So
well, don't leave, bro. Don't leave.
Oh, okay.
You trying to wind down, but see, you're not gonna sneak out without me giving you your props. Here's the deal. We want to thank you first and foremost, because everything that you are thanking us for, the inspiration for us to do that came from you, came from learning under your guidance and really guiding us and showing us direction of how to get out into the community and what steps need to be taken, and setting up the mosque as a distribution center where people can come and donate food, donate clothes, and all the believers that came through and basically worked in the mosque like it was a 9-to-5 job. And the consistency that Mosque 45 and yourself and those efforts of getting out there, not just 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but basically all the way up until to this day. So we thank you, and shout out to Big Brother Immortal Technique, because he came down and he asked, hey man, who can I give this money to? And he had a nice chunk of money, and I sent him right to you, Big Brother, because I know that you are a trustworthy individual, and all those funds was gonna land where they needed to land. So you ain't gonna escape this love, Big Brother. We gotta make sure that you know that all of the efforts that we carry out, even to this day, any new sparks of inspiration we get, I always want to let you know that you are the seed, you are the root of that. So we appreciate you, family.
Well, you know, all praise is due to Allah, brother.
Yes, sir.
I thank you all for being inspired. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago at the mosque when I was teaching how proud I was to see the ARC and others, S.P.C and others out there doing the 50 artists, 50 meals, you know, and then going out and doing the backpack drive. I said I didn't tell them to do that, but they out there now doing it because it need to be done.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm just excited to see, you know, the potential of what the real leaders in this community are going to do, and that is the hip hop artists. And as long as you keep feeding on wisdom, brother, and you continue to spit that wisdom out to this young generation, man, perhaps they've got a chance to take this Joshua generation, this warrior generation, man, and really do something positive for our communities. I'll close with this point, bro. It's simply this, is that I look so much forward to this generation taking charge of its post. And because we don't have a competing idea of upholding this society, in other words, we don't have a vision in our head of what we could build on our own. So when folks move out of our community, somehow it turns into the hood. Well, we need to do good in the hood. We need to make our neighborhoods safe and decent places to live. And our young people, you need to begin to protect your elders, protect the children, protect the women, and protect your neighborhood. And you will see we'll make a difference if we have a vision in our head, a plan, a program, and a methodology to bring it into existence. And that's what we're going to continue to work on with the artist respecting community. Love you, K-Rino, and looking forward to hearing from Klondike Kat tonight. I hope Murder is putting that up on Facebook Live or whatever he's doing, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm listening to you, Brother Robert.
Oh, man, come on, Ronnie. How's Tone doing, man? How's the big boy doing?
Oh, man, he's waking up to be a young man in progress.
Praise be to Allah, man. Well, we love you all, brothers, and you keep on doing what you do. Like I said, I'm going to get in my bed, man.
Oh no, you got the rest of the show.
Come on, Kat.
You got the rest of the show. We know you're gonna be listening in.
Come on, man. I'm gonna put some toothpicks in my eyes.
I gotta let you go, brother.
I'll be listening. I'll be listening in and have a good interview, man. And may Allah continue to bless you and grant you every good desires, brothers and sisters out there. And on KPFT. Continue listening to K-Rino, my main man.
Thank you so much, big brother. And y'all just got through listening to Dr. Abdul Mohammed, and he wanted to use that platform to thank everybody else. But again, he is the inspiration. It's speaking just specifically on this local level for us, because one of the qualities of a great leader is that they produce other great leaders. And I'm just trying to follow that example. We all trying to follow that example that he's set and that he's gotten from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, just let you know, big brother, you always welcome. This is your platform. And for those who listening who may not know, his show, Connect the Dots, runs every Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. So y'all tune in to KPFT to y'all get a full dosage of big brother Abdul Mohammed. Right about now, we're gonna take it to the mountaintop, man, because we got a extra special guest in the building tonight, man. Once again, we try to keep them legends rolling through here, man. That's we in the legend business.
And it's happening.
And this man is on the top shelf. You know how you got something in the pantry, you got that regular shelf, then you got that middle shelf, then you got that one way at the top, that everybody can't reach. When some up there, you got to get somebody to help you. This brother is on that top shelf, man. He's been in the business for over 30 plus years. He's one of the greatest rappers of all time, but he's also a singer. He's a great singer, but he's also a producer. He raps, he sings, but he can also, if you need a reggae hook, he can hook you up on that too. I mean, he's a Southpaw Coalition member, Killer Clan member, Street Military. And sold hundreds of thousands of records, man. Has held it down in this Houston scene, and has been one of the iconic building blocks in the city of Houston for 3+ decades. I want to welcome my big brother, the lyrical lion, the OG himself, Klondike Kat. What's up, family?
The Cat.
What's going on, K-Rino?
Man, it's an honor to have you here, man.
Building.
Yes, sir.
We in here tonight.
Yeah, man, Kat, we gonna get right into it, man. It's like it's funny, and I can't interview because, like I said, this my brother right here. So it is what it is. We just gonna chop it up. But I always like to give my listeners insight on people that they may not have had, and just the generic stuff everybody knows. But I like to take people to the beginning, man. And me and Murder, of course, we know this history, but we want to let people know what got you started in music. What was your origins in the music game? And how'd you fall in love with this thing that we all love to this day?
Man, probably started it. Man, my mother was an avid album collector. I'm talking about she would have them all around her living room, and the furniture would be sitting off to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A little more centered out, and she'd have the records aligned along the wall. So my job on Saturdays was to put the records back, but she got through playing them and make sure I put them, you had to put them back in the sleeve too.
Right.
So you couldn't just slide them on back in there. Yeah, you might get knocked upside the head.
Right.
So, as I would do that, I'm checking out who played guitar on what and who was a producer and who was okay. I learned about Gamble and Hutch.
Gamble and Hutch.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And saw who was writing the songs. Okay, Smokey writing for a lot of these people. I'm talking, even as a kid, I just kind of studied that and checked that out, and just listening to all that type of music, and then going other places, family members' house, man. Our people just love music, man. And then my dad was a singer. He loved Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
So he would sing Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, Jerry Butler, you know what I'm saying? While we in the garage building race cars.
Right, right.
Lou. Everything just in the house.
R.I.P.
Lou, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
R.I.P.
And I remember singing, I'd be singing, hey, man, you got to sing from the gut, man. You can't be coming out the throat. I'd be like, hey, man, I'm just, messing around, walking around the house. He wasn't having it. So, he taught me that. And that's just being around, that particular, environment. My mom, my dad. So even when they wasn't together, it was still like that. Yeah,
just in the blood. And
hold on. He joined the group, when they was in the teens, him and his partners.
Right.
And they had a little singing group. They did a little thing, but they ain't take it serious. But yeah.
Man, but and like I say, a lot of us have that genetic, I guess, predisposition to do music because somebody in our family down the line had that in them. It was like Joe Jackson was in a group before he pushed his sons to do what they were doing. Now, everything you said, that was like early R&B influences because, of course, that's all we had at the time.
Right.
So now you fast forward a little bit when rap came along. Who was some of the people? Who was that first rapper you heard that made you, that was like that blood in the water that made you be like, man, I'm going to start doing this?
Well, man, I can go far back. We can go back. I can go far as back as, MCT and Mantronics.
Yeah.
I can go, we know about the Run DMCs and all that, but I'm just saying I can go back far as, I'm talking about what I considered MCs.
Yeah.
MC Shan.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. Of course, we know Rakim and all them. That goes without saying. But I'm just saying the other artists that I was checking out. Steady B.
Yeah. So you naming people that don't get talked about a lot too.
Yeah. So exactly. So I'm saying, man, these dudes cold because it's different in the ways they did it. Right. And of course, once I heard Dog in the Wax, it was over.
Ice-T. Yeah, Ice-T, man. Dog in the Wax. Y'all youngsters go listen to Dog in the Wax. That came out with like 83. When did Dog in the Wax came out? 84?
That's like 85.
85, 84, 85.
Okay. Yeah. Man.
When I heard that Ice-T Dog in the Wax, I was like, man.
It was all over, man. Look, I want to say this, man, because and I like to say murder always is sitting straight across. We all walked and lived through this history together. Klondike Kat is one of the more explosive rappers that you're gonna ever come across, even to this day. And it's like that was one of the things that always stood out in your style and your approach and your delivery was just once you hit the mic, it was like you was about to just bite the top part of the mic off, man. And your command, the command in your voice was always so potent that if people's backs was turned, once you started speaking, they're gonna turn around to see who is that. Who is that? Is that something you developed, or it was just in you to just be aggressive like that?
Well, man, I got a winning attitude.
Yeah.
Even in the midst of obstacles, I keep a winning attitude because there's always a way. Right. And I feel like just when I write, I'm real theatrical, I guess I'd say. So when I write, I think about what I'm saying and the way I say it, and then I say, well, okay, does this much aggression goes with this much aggression, and then playing throughout the rhyme, right. Things just, and I just, from writing so much and just listening to other artists and, just not really taking really from them, but saying, okay, well, I can flow it out this way, or I can do, and that's how it come to be.
Man, look, I'm going to tell you, mid to late 80s, the battle scene in Houston was just, it was crazy. I mean, it was like the competition level, the tension was so thick anywhere you went. And Kat was at the forefront of that because people may not know, if you're a historian of a Southport Coalition or just H-Town period, Klondike Kat and Gangsta Nip was in a group together.
Yeah.
It's Forever Deaf.
Forever Deaf crew.
And that
Shout
combination was so. Man, that was an insane combination.
It was.
Because one of them by themselves is enough, but for both of them, and I can remember just back in the days, like at the Tanner shows, everybody ran into each other at the Tanner shows.
Always run into each other.
And you know, I had my people with me, you know, but I was still always more in the mind frame of just a solo when it comes down to the battling, standing my ground. But it was always like, man, I would never want to have to deal with both of them at the same time. You know, that was always on my mind. You know, and eventually, you know, people hear about the battle between me and Nip, but they don't talk about the battles between me and Kat.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of battles that I could look and say, I would never admit, like, no, this dude, battles will break out and sometime it'll be clear cut where this guy won. There's no question about it. The crowd determines that. But this is the only person that I can look at and honestly say, yeah, he beat me before. You know what I'm saying? He beat me before that I couldn't argue my way out of it. Now, I want you to speak to the battle rap scene in Houston and how do you think that like cultivated your style and kind of served as a training ground to become what you eventually became as a rapper?
Well, I mean, that's when I started rapping. Well, I actually started when a couple of, remember Captain Rock?
Yep.
Captain Rock. We heard that song. I guess the dude was doing a little rapping on there. And we was like, man, we can go in the house and make one better than this. Okay, then whoever got the best rap, we're going to give $5.
Right.
So I came out. I came back out the next day. I had a rap about flying to the Mars. And got something to save people from there. Had a whole little story. Right. So they was like, man, you did good. So I won the $5 or whatever. But later on, when I really got into rapping and developing my style, and I'm saying, damn, you got to be real aggressive, you know. And I like using punchlines, but I like to rip.
Right.
You know, it's just I take different ways to attack it, but just to be ripping is what I love to do.
And it was always, man, look, man, it was an intimidation factor out this world when Kat comes in. It's like, even to this day, like you put him on the song, it's like when he comes in, it's like, woo, like you just feel the intensity level, it shoots up, like enormously shoots up, man. And that's something that you can't teach, man. That's just something that you either have or you don't. We gonna fast forward a little bit, man. For those who listening, man, we interviewing the legend Klondike Kat. If y'all want to get in on the conversation, feel free to call in at 713-526-KPFT and holler at the OG, man.
Shout out to Kaiser.
Hey, man, look, AKA Monk. You know,
nephew, he on the battle scene.
Still keeping the battle scene.
I got a lot of young proteges that's, you know, attacking this, you know, battle scene of the day, you know. So I think it's good. As long as we got that, man, it makes it competitive. It makes rappers rap.
If he got one drop of cat blood in him, he's insane.
Shout out Rick Damone.
He's insane, man. Yeah.
I know you say you're going to move forward, but there's a question that I have, because I know a lot of people don't mention. You see, you mentioned Nip, but it was always Southwell Fair was a group with Klondike Kat.
You know what? Good looking out, Murder. Yeah, you know what, man? And man, you absolutely right.
Wow.
Because that was the thing.
Rest
it's like
peace.
that was the cartoon back in the day.
Right.
You know, Klondike Kat, Southwell Fair. What? Southwell Fair passed away?
Yeah, he got stabbed, man.
Yeah.
He passed away maybe about 6 years ago.
Yeah, I think I heard that also.
Well, we definitely.
I had got back, you know, kicked up with him. We was about to do some songs. He sent me some tracks, and then right after he sent me tracks, it happened. But we did a few shows together and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was still nice.
And he was on pace to be one of the Houston greats too, man. I mean, I know didn't he have to do a little time at one point?
Yeah, he had to
go sit down for a minute. Had that not happened,
out of town, you know.
Yeah, Southwell Fair was one of the greats, man. One of the greats. Kat, let me ask you this, because we gonna keep it moving.
Okay.
up into the beatbox record days. We're gonna go into that because we covering as much of your history as this hour will allow us to do. A lot of people at that time, a couple of S.P.C members, they signed with Rap a Lot. But a lot of us kind of branched off in our own directions, and either we started our own label or we got with other labels. Blank was with Big Time. Of course, I had Electric City with LV, and then you was with. You started off with Keith Babbitt,
Gerard Records.
With Gerard Records, and then later on, you guys transitioned over to Richard Johnson,
Beatbox,
and got with Beatbox. How did you come across? How did you meet Street Military and end up in the whole Beatbox Records family like that?
Okay, well, how I met Street was when before I signed to Gerard Records.
Yeah.
One night, it's about 3 in the morning. Me and my homeboys, we under the street light. So we rapping. Like I said, I'm kind of theatrical, especially during the battling days. So, I'm going to do my little, if I say I'm going to claw you, I'm going to show you the rip across my chest with the claw, So I'm out there rapping. And then my homeboy pulled up. I went to school with. He pulled up. He put his window down. Hey, man, somebody messing with you, man? What's up? I was like, nah, I'm cool. What's up? What you doing? I said, I'm rapping. Oh, man, you got something? I said, yeah. And I fired off one. Right. He said, man, get in the car right now. I'm finna take you to somebody, man. Come on, get in the car. So I went over to Keith Babbitt's house. I walk in. Icy there. Who else? Flea there. And Pharaoh there.
Yeah.
So, my partner bring me in, he was a kind of braggadocious type of dude. So I got somebody to eat everybody in the room up. So
right.
Now ain't nobody gonna mess with my boy, man. So Ice was, me and Ice was like, hey, man, we ain't here for all that. We get start a session and go to spitting,
Right.
It's cool. So we went to spitting this, man. It's like we all flowed in there together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then, Keith heard me sing. I said, yeah, man, I be blowing too. And I had some songs already. I'm like, man. Oh, yeah.
Man.
Need to holler at you. So, they signed. Then, things happen with that label that I can't really talk about.
Right.
But just in the transition, because we had a deal with Capitol Records online with Gerard Records. So we had something big about to go down before everything happened. But we end up doing some negotiation with Richard Johnson and got on Beatbox Records together. Not as, the group,
right.
but, as two different artists.
Right.
The group and the solo artists, I mean. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? And people who don't know, you got to know your history, man. When Street Military dropped, because Street came out before the Kat solo, right?
Right.
Okay. So when Street dropped, man, they took the city over. But mixed in with that was Klondike Kat doing these hooks, man.
Yep.
Klondike Kat hitting them little reggae verses up in there, man. And it complemented what they had.
Played on a little bit of the track.
Perfect
stuff.
Man.
With Icy.
Look, and Icy producing, Kat producing. And it was crazy because it's like, again, when you talk about Street Military, you talk about a group that was ahead of their time because you're dealing with 5 guys from all different sides of town. That was unheard of.
Yeah.
You got a guy from South Park, a guy from Trinity Garden, a guy from Mo City, and a guy from Third World Heim Clark.
Yeah.
I mean, and Nut.
Yeah.
So,
Mo City,
and then
yeah.
Kat from South Park.
Man.
Yeah.
And I just remember y'all's chemistry and when y'all would do shows, man. It just, even to this day, when they did the Street Military, was at the 25-year anniversary, and y'all got on stage and just killed it, didn't miss a beat. It was like y'all had been performing all of that time.
No,
man.
that was crazy.
But just moving into your solo career, because when and Keisto was talking about it outside, the Lyrical Lion album. And everybody remember that album. It was just a white background with a black outline drawing a cat in the hoodie. And that's one of the greatest albums to ever come out of the city of Houston, man. Wow. And it was an EP.
Right.
That's what was so crazy. It was an EP. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, they feeling it?
Man, look.
And because I felt like I wasn't able to give them enough of me or who I was, right off the top. But hey, who knows? Maybe
What made you do an EP instead of a whole album at that time?
Well, we just wanted to just put out a little bait.
Just give them a little appetizer.
You heard me on the street, you heard me here and there, but just a little appetizer. Yeah. That's all it was supposed to be, so.
It's a rappetizer.
Yeah, it started doing, numbers and.
Yeah, and look, and then it's one thing about Kat. As great as he is, Kat is known for the murder script. and everybody knows, man, South Park Coalition, we're known for the click songs. Everybody had the click songs. But that murder script, man, that just set it off in a way that people still talk about to this day, because he lined up a lot of these dope MCs and just put them on this one song at the same time, man. And people the demand was so great that it had to be a murder script too. And just the title, man, murder script. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful, man. What was your thought process as you was going forward and you start seeing records starting to sell and it's like, man, I'm getting my name starting to pop out here. What was your focus at that point moving forward? Well,
I think the record label that paid somebody to do some promotions, and I think I was at maybe 30 or 40,000 copies or whatever. And I was like, man, when you young and you fresh out and you got something on that mic, you feel like, 30, what's that?
Right.
Oh, nah, something right. So he's saying, I said, man, who you paying to do these promotions? You talking about they going city to city. And I said, look, this what you do. Okay, you pay me the same thing. You paying them. I'm going to get my own team of people.
Right.
And watch them numbers go.
Right.
And I'll get back.
Right.
So I went and got some of my homies.
Yeah.
We jumped in the big van. And we took out city to city. I pulled up on every block in the hood. I pulled up in the hood on Brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we do.
No question.
You know what I'm saying? What's up? Hey, what's going down? Hey, Klondike Kat. Oh, man, I thought you was Jamaican. Nah. Lord of mercy. Yeah, that's you, man. What's up, man? So, there you go, city to city.
Yeah.
When I come back, okay, now I'm at 80. Okay. So now I know.
Right.
Keep pushing.
Right.
So me, Blank still infamous for it, but
without a doubt.
we lagged a lot of miles on that road, man, just to get it in their face and just to represent the H, man. Independent grind and hustle, man, and it's interesting that you said that nobody is gonna grind for you harder than you're gonna grind for yourself.
Because we've all been down those roads where you pay guys to get out and promote and do the work, and it's hit or miss. You don't know if they're going to actually do the work. But if you have a lot of artists would sit back and kind of allow a label to let somebody do that for them, but for you to take the initiative and say, well, man, look, I get out there and represent and hit the block and do this footwork on my own, that's a dedication that you don't really see in today's industry. What do you think who's at fault of that? Is it the internet? Is it the industry, or have they gotten lazy? Is it our fault for not passing that game down? What is the difference between the grind then and now?
Well, it's a little bit of all that you said, but just I guess the internet, of course, in the way labels have done artists for years, you know what I mean? The independent grind, man, is the only way. Now, you could combine it with your Instagram and your Facebook and all that, but if you ain't out here putting in these people's face, man, going places, letting your music be sold, you sell it, give it away, whatever you want to do, be heard.
Right.
You want to attack it from the corporate level and attack it from the street level, because guess what? When everybody in the corporate business turn their back on you, the streets won't.
Come on, man. Man, look,
the streets going to let you eat.
That's a
nugget.
They're
going to appreciate you.
That's a nugget right there. And because certain principles never die.
That's right.
There's a lot of things that come about. They say, okay, well, that was just good for a time and a season, and that's not really applicable in today's game. But getting out there on that block that's not gonna ever go away as long as you can be face to face and getting in people's face. We got a call. We're gonna take this call with the legend Klondike Kat, and then we'll get right back into it with him. Go ahead, caller. Who am I speaking to?
Speaking of Angel, man, what's up, man?
How you
What's
doing?
going down, Angel?
What's up, KT? Nah, man, I've been one of y'all's fans since the 80s, man. I was born in the 80s, and yeah, I got much love for y'all, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
I'm out of Lockhart, Texas.
Where you say you from?
Lockhart.
Okay.
Oh, Blankster came and hollered at me the other day, sold me a few shirts.
Yeah. I ain't gonna come through.
Yeah, man, he comes to my door. It's like, he hits me up and say what's up. Yeah, that's what's up, man. I got a lot of love for y'all, man.
Already.
Thank you, man. Thank you for calling in and hollering at the OG, man. Call in anytime, brother. Hope you listen every week. Appreciate that, Angel.
No problem, legends.
All right, appreciate it.
No doubt. See, it's like we here with Klondike Kat. If y'all want to holler at it, man, feel free to call in at 713-526-KPFT. What do you think about the new generation of rap? Because we 40 plus years into hip hop now.
Yeah.
And now we have been in it so long that we have been able to kind of see those generations come about back from when we was little young snotty nosed cats trying to get it in. Now you have children yourself that's in the rap game right now.
Yep.
I'll go to this question first, and I'll let you answer. What do you tell your seeds as they coming in, or do they come to you for advice?
Yeah, they try not to, but
Yeah.
in the end, when it comes to some contracts, some contracts or something like that,
Yeah.
or just the moves they making, and for us, like my little brother, I showed him how to engineer and make beats and all that.
Right.
So when it comes to some engineering stuff or something like that, I give them the real game.
But the creative side, they feel like they kind of got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I just let them do their thing. I don't even,
Yeah.
Early on, gave them the tools and sat back and watch it work.
To me, that's cool though, because we can't expect them to be exactly like us.
Right.
Can't expect them to be exactly like us. And look, it'll be hard for anybody to be Klondike Kat coming up. So you gotta cause they individuals. So you let them be who they are. How many of your children are rapping?
All of them can rap.
Yeah.
Bubba Trouble, he still nice.
Right.
Tiger, Rick Damone, he's the one that's really pursuing it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he already got a following, he doing his thing,
That's good.
He more with the kind of new music, but he still want to have substance.
Right.
He still want to story tell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he kind of combined.
But see, he at an age where he can
Right,
that blend, that
right.
perfect blend. See, because he's at that age, we couldn't be out there trying to be
20.
swagged up,
Nah.
skinny jeans on and all that. 50 years old.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing though. But do they listen? Do they listen to your old stuff?
Oh yeah. And my daughter.
Well, I know Bubba do because he was in the studio with.
But she don't pursue music like she really. She pursuing other things right now. But my daughter.
Yeah. Singing or rapping?
To my both.
Yeah. See, because I saw your daughter. Your daughter. She works at the gas station.
I'm talking about spit hard
in the
though,
hood.
then blow. Huh?
And I saw your daughter. She works at the gas station in the hood. And she was like, "I'm Klondike Kat daughter." I was like, "What the?" I ain't want to say you was getting old or nothing like that, man. But it made me think I was getting old. Because I remember all.
You remember his baby?
I remember Bubba. Yeah, I remember I almost killed Bubba one time. I ain't gonna talk about that, but I almost killed Klondike Kat's son one time, man.
Hey, man.
Well, I'll tell the story. I gave him a piece of candy when he was a little bitty boy.
Yeah.
We was in Maestro studio. I gave him a piece of candy, and he started choking on the candy. And Rough IQ was in there, and Q turned him upside down and stuff. And I was like, whoo, man. How can I explain that? But yeah, man, we here with the legend Klondike Kat, man, and it's an honor to have my brother in here, man. But just to go back to the question I asked previously, what do you think about this new generation of rappers?
I say, man, I look at it like this. In the 50s and 60s, you had the kind of happy music, the feel good music, happy music. 70s, feel-good music and street music.
Yeah.
You had your Donny Hathaways and your Bobby Womack's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But them boys was telling stories, you know.
The consciousness kicking
right,
in.
there you go. Then the 80s, you got back to the happy music, disco or whatever. But it's back to happy music. Right. All I say now is this, the music is feel-good music. That's what we in the disco era of rap. And that's what they doing.
Hey, look, hold on now. Wait a minute. You gotta stop right there. Because the second he said that, everybody in the studio went, and everybody groaned because he just hit on something big.
Yeah.
And I think what it is because a lot of us that's kind of rooted in that old school style, we kind of look at it like this may be like a fad, kind of what we're seeing right now. It ain't to be disrespectful to them brothers and sisters, but the second he said this, everybody in the studio just grunted like, oh, like he said something right there. That's a great point, man. Yeah.
I mean, they doing feel good music, you know. I mean, what feels good to them. So, but I understand what they doing, you know what I mean? So I don't look at, I know a lot of people say, well, man, these guys can't rap, and they mumble rapping, you know. There's some mumble rappers out there, and I ain't talking about the mumble rap,
right?
You know,
right.
But I'm just talking about the dudes that can spit of today that might not be as good as we expect,
right?
Because we come from the old era.
Yeah.
Well, you was real lyricist. You was spitting. You know what I mean? You told a hell of a story. You painted a picture, you know what I'm saying? Those kind of rappers to where it's really an era of happy music.
Yeah,
So,
and you know, you're a product of just your times, you know. And any shortcomings that we feel like they may have, we got to look at our fault in it too.
Yeah.
You know, mixed in with what the labels try to perpetuate. But look like we got a couple of callers. Let's get this call in and holler at the OG. Go ahead, caller. Who am I speaking with?
Man, what's going on, this people?
What's going on, family?
What's going on, K, man? Just wanted to call, man, show my love and respect to you and Klondike, man. Just appreciate y'all for putting down the foundation before us, you know what I'm saying? I really look up to y'all, man.
Already.
No,
man, and Klondike, man, you got that one I always love, man, that ghetto baby.
Huh. It's
you gotta hit that one for me.
You know, it's just so crazy. Guess I was born to die, a little ghetto baby.
Man.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
Thank you, brother. Call in anytime. We appreciate that love, brother. People's calling in to holler at the legend Klondike Kat. Let's go on to the next one. We got another call on the line. Blackout, is that who we talking to right now?
Yeah, what's happening? How y'all doing?
Bless, brother.
Blackout.
What's going on, Kat?
What's the deal, man?
Hey, man, I just wanted to say, man, I've been a fan of the S.P.C. for a long time. You guys saved me because back in the 90s, you know, I wasn't a real big fan of the Houston following, but I had to endure it because this is where I dwelled out. But you guys reminded me of the Wu-Tang Clan for the South.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a lyric head. I like to bust up with lyrics, and you guys had it, so I want to appreciate you guys for always delivering that to me because that's what kept me above water, for real. And Kat, I appreciate the intimate settings with you, man, because I got to know you on a personal level.
Yeah.
This man became a really good friend of mine. He's still a friend of mine to this day.
Right.
Okay, you know, I got a lot of respect for you. But I didn't get to know you on a real personal level like I did Kat or even AC Chill. AC Chill was my boy, too, man. I miss AC a lot. It's been 10 years, but, man, me and AC had a lot of times going around, you know, the hood and running around McGregor Park and stuff. And I can't forget Dope. You know, I met Dope the Holocaust, and he's the one that kind of put me in and everything, and now I'm doing my thing with Black and Brown Fizz Latin, but I appreciate you cats, you know, especially you, Kat. You've always been on it. You're a real talented brother. All you guys really are, and I always liked what you guys did, man, for real, you know, so I had to express that. And I'm always listening to you, K. I'm always listening to you.
Thank you
so
so
I like
much,
what you do.
man.
I always say you do it for the people, man.
We
I
appreciate you.
That,
we
man.
appreciate you calling in time. Thank you, brother.
Real talk, Blackout. Real talk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
that's one of my real partners right there, man. Shout out to Fizz Latin, you know what I'm saying? Did the song for Black and Brown, for Gold Toes. Shout out to them boys on the West Coast.
Man, nothing but love, man. Nothing but love for the OG Klondike Kat. One of the other S.P.C. OG just walked in the building, man. Texas Tech, man. I seen him dip his head.
Tech.
I seen him dip that head in there.
Yeah.
Man, we are here
What's up, baby?
with the great Klondike Kat, man. Look. Now, I'm going to go into another phase of this thing, too, man. And that's something that's very important and that you are also a standout in. and that is performing.
Oh.
And it's like when you hear him on the record, you can't see him while you're listening to him on the record, but when you get to see him live on the stage, man, that same explosiveness, that same energy is there when he steps on that stage and giving 1,000%. You are a real rapper. You ain't up there lip syncing. You ain't up there lollygagging around. By the time you come off that stage, you drenched in sweat. You giving the audience your all. Speak to the importance of that for any younger rappers that's listening right now. That they just kind of fly. They ain't really putting it in like that.
Man, you know what? That takes me back to my battling stages. You know, in battling, I feel sometimes if a dude was, you know, good enough to beat me, then maybe the theatrics I did as I was saying my rhymes
might
put that, you know, I might have had a, you know, A, but that might gave me an A+ with that, you know.
Right.
So I saw how that persuaded not to say that my lyrics, you know, but that it persuaded some of the battle because I would get laughs. It's like, oh, this shit, you know.
Yeah.
So I brought that on stage with me, you know, just to keep that energy, you know, just
Kat by the time
light.
Kat get through performing, he probably done did 100 push-ups.
Let me tell you something. I got to work out for that. For real.
He'll do 100 push-ups while he
I got
performing.
to work out for that.
You know,
they used to try to get me to do hand clap push-ups every show. I said, man, nah, I ain't doing all that anymore.
Yeah, well, you know,
We'll
I mean, look, you still
We'll
able
100.
to do
We'll
more
do 100.
push-ups than the average person that's walking around, and you can do more than me. So.
Yeah.
Well, it carried on to S.P.C 2G. We have one of them following Cat League now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Shorty, you sure right.
Shorty always get it in on stage with me.
Without a doubt, man.
Yeah, man.
As we wind down, man, I want to get into another area because we spoke to Dr. Abdul Mohammed at the top of the show, and he spoke about a lot of the efforts that have been going on in the city of Houston in the wake of Hurricane Harvey. But you also have been in the mix of getting out here in the community, man, and helping out, whether it be a food drive, whether it be like we just did the backpacks last week. What drives you to also get involved in the community and give back when to people who may not be as fortunate as you are?
Well, when you gain, I mean, you can have a good heart, you can be a good person, but when you gain knowledge of self and you understand who you are, you understand who your people are, then you understand that other races that have no harm against you, you know who they are, and you know, if you see people down, basically it boils down to, and I believe in good, bad karma, but it just boils down to meeting good souls, helping good souls, people that's down on their luck or something. Hey, you never know.
Right.
You know, I just think that, you know, God puts you in the place to do whatever he desires for you to do.
Right.
So I don't know how it happens, but it happens. You know, my dad was like, he was kind of an activist type guy too. So, you know, Mom, man, he wasn't no Black Panther or nothing like that, but knowledge, wisdom, understanding, reading, checking out different types of churches. He went deep like that.
Right.
So, you know, and he had books on, you know, on our history. Yeah. And just law. He knew law like it wasn't nothing. Never went to law school. We had law books. Yeah. So
there's something ingrained in you. To want to get out and help.
Do what's right.
Yeah.
You know.
Because anytime we put something together, Kat is always out there, hands on with the people. It's important. How important is it, in your opinion, for artists to keep a close connection to the neighborhood, to the hoods? A lot of people kind of get to those certain positions, and then you can't touch them no more.
Well, I feel like even if you get out, man, buy something in the hood. You know, a lot of people want to complain about this race of people owning this, or, you know, these type of people owning this store, but then when it becomes available again, another brother don't go get it.
Yeah.
So don't complain about it, man. You know, if you able to do it, go ahead and put something in the hood.
That's right.
And then exercise your mind, because everybody can't have a detail shop. Everybody, you know, put something in the hood, man, we can use.
Serve a need, fill a void.
Yeah.
And what you just said is a great point, because for years we've been going through that. as a community, as black people in this community, where everybody comes and sets up shop in our community, then they mistreat us.
Yeah.
Then instead of shutting them down and doing it for ourselves, we kind of get mad. We get mad at them and complain, but the next day we right back in there buying some cigarettes.
Yeah.
So great jewels of knowledge from the OG Klondike Kat. Look like we got another caller that we're gonna take, and we'll get that call on the line right about now. Go ahead, caller. Who am I talking to?
What's going on? K-Rino, this is Overseer, man.
The Overseer. What's up, my brother?
What's going on? Trying to show some love to the two legends, K-Rino and Klondike Kat. What's up, Kat?
What's going down?
You got it, man. I heard Texas T in the building, man. Just getting off work, man. Just want to show y'all love, man, and just tell you appreciate it for all the things that you do, man. And you made a way for a young artist like myself, and I was able to know you on a personal level, you and Reno and my boy Murder One, so I just want to show y'all, just tell y'all I appreciate everything y'all do for me and for everybody, man, for the community, and just keep doing what you're doing, man, and just much love, man.
Already, man. Appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you, man. Call in anytime, man. A lot of people calling in tonight showing the OG Klondike Kat well-deserved love. And it's only right, man. You talk about 3 decades worth of history and a man who has helped shape this city and shape the face of this hip-hop game in the city of Houston. For y'all youngsters that may be listening, y'all got to learn, y'all got to dig back and understand who this man is and what his contribution was to the game out here and how the greats of the greats. And that's why I like to have somebody like Kat on the show, because the greats of the greats respect this man. He's worked with everybody, and he's an individual that these people have reached out to say, hey, Kat, hey, come drop a 16. Hey, Kat, come jump on this hook. And it's respected not just in the city of Houston, but in the industry, period. We have to show love and homage and cherish these kinds of individuals that y'all may not recognize the value, but we have to put that value on them. Let me ask you this real quick. You know how it was back in the 90s. It was popping back in the 90s, and everybody was eating good, and there was an excitement and an enthusiasm about the rap game in Houston when new records would come out. The anticipation was like, man, the new Cat finna drop, the new Nip finna drop. What got to happen in your mind to get it back to that place, right? To get it back to that place in 2018 and moving forward, where people are excited about hearing rap music in the city again?
Well, more of the music is going to have to actually change. You know what I mean? Because whatever you put into your mind, you get the production of it.
Right.
So the music's just going to have to change, man. Simple as that. I mean, for us, and I'm not saying you can still have you, like I say, it's just a certain era right now. And all the music ain't happy. I take that back, because some of these guys, gangsters, it looks funny to us.
Right.
Because, I mean, I want to hear you talking about shooting 50 people. You got red and yellow and green hair.
Right.
The purple beard.
Right.
So, I mean,
it's a circus act.
There you go.
Yeah, and then, we always talk about the disrespect that comes from a person who have never lived that life and you acting like you did live that life.
Yeah, not only that. When you ask a lot of these young rappers today, and I'm not knocking, I know a lot of hard youngsters.
Yeah, me too. No doubt.
But I'm talking about industry-wise.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of these cats don't even know the history. They don't know. They can't tell you nothing about all them people I first named. They ain't went back. But
Right.
Us having the love for the art and the type of people we was, and I know this without ever asking you this. Once you fell in love with hip hop, you went back to find out where did this start and how did this become? How did I like this so much?
Yeah, man. I mean, when I first heard about who Kool Herc was and all those guys, I wanted to know who those guys were. I wanted to know who Grandmaster Cat, the guys that I didn't have the opportunity to hear, because I came in. We can only kind of, in some cases, our timeline starts when we come into this thing. We first hear it. So then you have guys who may be 20 or 18 or 19. Okay, this brother, this sister, they was born in 1999 or 2001.
2005.
So in one sense, we can't blame them. We can only say, okay, you know what? You are only a product. You can only speak for your timeline, but to make yourself better, it would be wise to go back and see what was happening before your time began.
I see a lot of interviews, man, where they ask these young dudes, man, you know who such and such is, you know?
Right.
And they be like, nah, who is that? I ain't never heard of him.
Guys had never heard of Scarface. Look, somebody locally had never heard of Scarface in the city of Houston, man. So, again, I was like, it's not their fault, though.
No.
That's our fault. That's the radio station's fault. Because we got to keep our legends up, you know? It ain't his fault if he never heard of him. You know, but we getting ready to wrap up too, man. But I want to take this quick time again to thank my brother Klondike Kat for coming through. But I also want to, as brother Dr. Abdul Halim mentioned earlier, to send condolences to Reddy Red, man, the great Reddy Red from the Ghetto Boys.
Reddy Red,
one of the greats of the greats, man. OG Pioneer, one of the greatest rap groups to ever come out of the South and rap period, man. Sudden passing,
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, without a doubt. And to our homie in San Antonio, DJ Tiz, man. You know, Tiz passed away this week.
Tiz, man.
And it just been a rough week, man. It's been a rough week for OGs, man. Just legends, two legends lost in the same week.
Wow.
So we want to send shout out and may God bless their families and their children and make sure that we always keep their names held up in our music and anywhere we can mention them, man, straight up. Kat, you got any social media info you want to pass on to the people?
Yep. Well, Instagram, Klondike Kat 1. Facebook, Klondike Kat. Twitter, Klondike Kat. I'm the only one gonna pop up.
Man,
you ain't gonna have no trouble finding him.
You can't miss him, man. You can't miss him. And y'all can always catch me on Twitter at the real K-Rino, man. And we staying on it, man. It was an honor and a pleasure. 1 hour is never enough for any of my guests, man. So it's always a blessing to have you and get a lot of information that we didn't know mixed in with the game, feeding us the game. So make sure y'all tune in next week, man, to your big brother K-Rino on K-Rino Radio, man, here on KPFT 90.1 FM. Shout out to the homie Murder One. Shout out to the homie Black Cat.
Murder.
No Regret Media, Young Pro and Keisto in the building. And my brother S.P.C. OG Texas Tech. Nikolai in the building?
Nah,
I'm okay, you shot him out. Okay, man, I'm looking around, man. Okay.
There you go. Nah.
It's all love. He might be here, man. But thank y'all so much for listening, man, and y'all tune in every Friday as usual. One love, peace and blessings.